Story 1. Abandoned house with satanic symbols. On the outskirts of a small town lies an abandoned house, famous among the locals for its dark past. The abandoned mansion has been the subject of countless rumors, tales of satanic rituals, and strange happenings. One crisp fall evening, three friends, Alex, Mike, and Jamie, decide to investigate the dilapidated structure, driven by curiosity and courage. As they approach the house, the setting sun casts long shadows across the overgrown lawn, adding an ominous tone to their adventure. The front door creaks open with a push, revealing a dark, musty interior. The walls are covered with strange, mysterious symbols and drawings, the meaning of which has been lost to time, but which radiate a sinister energy. The air was thick with the smell of decay, and the stench grew stronger as they went deeper inside. Ignoring their growing discomfort, they climbed a decaying staircase that led to the basement, rumored to be the center of the house's dark rituals. As they descended into the cold, dank basement, the stench became almost unbearable. The basement was like a scene from a nightmare. Old, worn dolls dangled from the ceiling, their necks bound with makeshift nooses. The sight was horrific, and the stench was nauseating. Alex, unable to bear the stench any longer, hunched over and read. The sound of his retching echoed throughout the basement, mixing with the oppressive silence. The atmosphere shifted from eerie to terrifying as they heard an unsettling noise, a series of rapid screeching sounds. Panic set in as Jamie, who had gone deeper into the darkness, began to scream. His screams were frantic and desperate, begging for help as if something invisible was attacking him. The other two tried to find their way back, but the basement door seemed to be stuck. In blind terror, Alex and Mike struggled with the door, their hearts pounding. Jamie's screams grew fainter, then abruptly stopped. The two tried to pry open the door and flee the house, their minds racing with fear and confusion. Finally, Jamie emerged, visibly shaken and refusing to talk about what had happened inside. The house, still standing, remained a dark mystery, its secrets locked within its rotting walls. If you enjoyed this creepy story, be sure to like the video and subscribe to our channel for more stories that will leave you shivering. Your support allows us to continue bringing you the best in horror entertainment. Story 2. Bloody Industrial Building. Lyra, Ethan, and Jake were seasoned urban explorers, drawn to the abandoned and eerie corners of their town. When they caught wind of an old industrial building on the edge of town, rumored to be stained with the horrors of past violence, their curiosity got the better of them. The building, once a thriving center of industry, had long since fallen into decay, its iron walls and floors now mottled with grime and neglect. As they approached the building, a sense of foreboding hung in the air. The setting sun cast long, sinister shadows across the overgrown lot, enhancing the ominous atmosphere. With a deep breath, they pushed open the rusted door, its hinges groaning in protest. Inside, the building was a grim spectacle of decay. Broken machinery lay scattered, and the air was thick with the stench of rot and mildew. Their flashlights cut through the darkness, revealing an unsettling sight that made their blood run cold. The floors were slick with a thick layer of fresh blood. Crimson streaks ran in disturbing patterns across the concrete, leading them deeper into the building. The walls, too, were splattered with dark stains, creating an almost macabre tapestry of violence. Laura's flashlight beam fell upon the grisly details. Bloodstains that seemed to form grotesque shapes, and drag marks indicating that something or someone had been forcibly moved across the floor. Her heart raced, a knot of fear tightening in her chest. As she surveyed the scene, her light glinted off something metallic. a bullet embedded in the blood splatter. The discovery sent a shiver down her spine, adding an extra layer of horror to the already chilling scene. Ethan and Jake, their faces pale and eyes wide with fear, exchanged uneasy glances. The sense of being watched was palpable, and every creak and groan of the building seemed to echo their growing anxiety. The oppressive silence was occasionally broken by distant, unsettling sounds, perhaps the clattering of debris or the faint echo of something moving in the shadows. They continued their exploration, each step echoing through the empty halls. The building seemed to close in on them, its dark corners and abandoned machinery creating a labyrinth of dread. As they ventured further, the bloodstains grew more intense, and the drag marks became more pronounced, leading them to a large, shadowy room at the building's heart. The room was eerily quiet, save for the soft rustling sound that seemed to come from all directions. The trio huddled together, their flashlights sweeping the room's corners. The tension was suffocating, their breaths coming in quick, shallow gasps. The silence was broken by a sudden, loud crash from somewhere deep within the building, causing them to jump and exchange terrified looks. The oppressive atmosphere and the disturbing evidence they had encountered made it clear that something horrific had happened here. They decided it was time to leave, their nerves frayed and their hearts pounding. As they retraced their steps, every shadow seemed to shift and writhe, heightening their sense of. Once outside, they quickly made their way back to safety, their minds reeling from the experience. The video they recorded sparked a heated debate online. Some viewers were convinced they had stumbled upon a real crime scene, while others suspected it might have been an elaborate hoax. Regardless of the controversy, the building's menacing presence and the grisly evidence left an indelible mark on Laura, Ethan, and Jake, a chilling reminder of the dark events that had unfolded within its forsaken walls. Story 3. Urban exploration gone wrong. Dan Bell, an urban explorer known for his daring adventures in abandoned places, decides to explore a dilapidated 1920s apartment building one fateful night. The building, once a thriving residence, is now a crumbling relic, its staircases dangerously unstable and its rooms shrouded in darkness. As Dan makes his way through the building, his flashlight flashes over remnants of its past, crumbling wallpaper, broken furniture, and a general sense of decay. In one of the dimly lit rooms, he stumbles upon a bag of food and a large plastic container filled with crack cocaine. The discovery is unsettling, but not entirely unexpected in such a place. However, the real danger comes when Dan hears voices, angry, aggressive voices coming from below. His heart races as he realizes that someone has entered the building. He quickly found a dark corner to hide in, breathing shallowly as he heard the men's loud, menacing conversation. The voices grew closer, their shouts filled with anger and threats. Dan's anxiety grew as he heard the men's demands and threats. Realizing that he was in serious trouble, he whispered pleas for them to leave, his fear growing as the voices grew. Just as Dan's fear reached its peak, he heard a door slam, an opportunity for him to escape. With his heart pounding, he ran from the building, avoiding the dangerous situation he had accidentally found himself in. The video he recorded captured this traumatic experience, leading to speculation about its authenticity. Some viewers believed that Dan had accidentally walked into a drug den, while others questioned whether it was an elaborate hoax. Regardless of the true nature of the video, Dan's experience serves as a stark reminder of the risks involved in urban exploration, forcing him to respect the dangers lurking in abandoned places. Story 4. The Civil War Haunted House. Richard and his young son Sam share a passion for history, especially the Civil War. When they discover an old house damaged by cannonballs during the war, they eagerly set out to explore. The house, once a vibrant place, is now a ruin, a testament to the violence that once ravaged the area. As they step inside, the air is heavy with dust and a palpable sense of history. The walls bear the scars of battle, with cracks and remnants of cannonball impacts still visible. The atmosphere is eerily quiet, broken only by the distant whistling of wind through broken windows. Their exploration takes them through dusty rooms and crumbling hallways. The silence is occasionally broken by strange noises. A faint screech followed by a whisper that seems to say, "Pray for me." Richard and Sam exchanged uneasy glances, their curiosity quickly giving way to concern. Determined to explore further, they continued through the house, only to encounter an inexplicable barrier. A dark, shadowy figure appeared in their path, its presence looming menacingly. The figure seemed to block their only escape route, its shape uncertain and shifting. Fear gripped Richard and Sam as they tried to find another way out, but the figure's relentless presence seemed to thwart all attempts. The air grew colder, and the whispering grew more intense, almost as if the house itself were crying out for help. Eventually, they found an exit and fled into the night, their hearts pounding with fear. The encounter left them deeply unsettled, and they couldn't shake the feeling that they had experienced something truly supernatural. The video they recorded has sparked debate among viewers. Some believe it was a genuine ghostly encounter, while others think it may have been staged. Regardless, the house remains a haunting reminder of its violent,